Hey guys, just shooting a quick video for you, basically, because I want to check out this new lighting and check out key lights and things like that. But I figured I would share with you some ideas. This was from a video earlier that is kind of come up in a little bit. But today I want to share with you this idea that I got from a guy named Brian Johnson, and I'm actually going to have dinner with him pretty soon. The Philosopher's Notes guy, the optimized guy living up in Ojai, going to a seminar in April, but gonna have dinner with him, and I'm pretty freaking excited about it because he does this thing called the Philosopher's Notes, where he breaks down mega books with all these ideas and knowledge and skills and everything down to observable constructs of things that we can do, like a 20-page or 6-page PDF, a 20-page audio, a 10-minute video series. So he's really good at grabbing information, digesting it, assimilating it into ways where it's kind of like, here's these big ideas, he calls them. And I think it's great not only to learn from somebody that assimilates great ideas, but to really get yourself conditioned in that process of refining out the information. So whether you're speed reading or looking through information, getting yourself really accustomed to what's usable here. You know, how can I use this information? And one of my friends, and I guess kind of like mentors now, I'm part of his mastermind, a guy named Nick Sarnicola. He talks a lot about when you go to a seminar, write down your $1 million moments. Like these moments like, oh man, like that was worth $1 million to my business. But also write down on, kind of like you have your journal and notes, and then on the back, say 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pages, you write down your $1 million moments, and then it's action items. So it's great to get these conceptual ideas, but it's great to get these action items. And I'm a huge fan of syntax, process, you could call it morning routines, but I've got routines, not only the things that I do in the morning and at night, but I've also got structure to my communication, like what, why, how, now. So I've got different ways of communicating that can, literally, I could speak at a seminar all day on any subject if I had just a little bit of information, because I have a structured frame to go through. And I also have some processes upon which I could get you to start asking yourself questions about your past or your future that would get you internal, or about where you're at now, what's missing in your life, how it relates to your family, your finances, your friend, how much fun you're having. So there's ways to pull people into your experience, change meanings, get people moving to create different emotional states that pull you into their world. But anyway, that's the subject of a different video. Oh, I like that, Boom. Nice. So I'm actually looking at myself. I can see myself in the video here because I have not quite mastered how to see the back of the phone and still see myself without my head cut off or anything like that. But this framework that I got out of this training with Brian Johnson was on, I forget who it was, some professor out of NYU, and she calls it WOOP. This WOOP process, this framework, this structure for putting what you want into action, getting ideas and breaking them down. So he said it's better as kind of like WBOP. So the first W, and you can write this down if you're taking notes, which you should always take notes, unless you're driving, even if you're sitting at home, you should be taking down notes. And I have pieces of paper everywhere. And then at the end of the day, I have notes on my phone, and I put them all into a journal. That's kind of what I do. Even if I never look at it again, I feel like just the process of taking information out of my head and getting it out into the world tangibly is powerful. So the first W is wish. Like, what's your dream? What's your vision? The thing on your vision board. So you've got this idea, creating some energy there, and we can't stop there. So we have to have what's the outcome, she would say, or the benefit. So if you had that car, that home, that relationship, that body, how would you feel? And it's interesting, we hear this term a lot in self-development, act as if. I think somewhere along the line, people got confused with acting as if with talking as if. Talking about how much money they make, talking about this big game, putting out all these videos. And it's interesting. I mean, it's like people that have that kind of money or success or that confidence or that whatever, they don't tend to talk that much unless it's beneficial. They're giving something back. And so there's people that give the benefits to others because they have so much, they have this abundance. They're not trying to sell you or push you or prove to you how successful they are or how worthy they are. It's a weird vibration when people are acting as if, because it is just acting, but if you were really owned that and you felt the benefits of really that, there's this vibrational match, as they say, with law of attraction, which I'm not a huge proponent of, but when you really, can visualize yourself over and over again, that mental rehearsal, there are things in my life today and things that I feel like I've created. For example, like being on a billboard in Times Square, auditioning against 700 guys that were all more qualified than me. I was the only person there with no experience, but how did I get that? There's a couple different things, and I'll again talk about that in a different video. A little bit of tactical things that I do with my communication, but certain energy that I felt because I had rehearsed things in my mind, and that created a level of certainty for me. So just like when you communicate to your clients or your prospects or anyone in the world what it is you want, there's a feeling that you admit. So I don't want this video to go too long, but basically there's the wish and then there's the benefit. How would this make you feel, or how would it benefit others? And then, very powerful, this O, the next letter is an O, and that stands for obstacles. It's not negative to think that there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be challenges, internal opponents, external opponents, man versus nature, man versus himself. So what are the challenges? Well, I'm probably going to be fearful. Maybe I need to have people in my life that have been there, done that can guide the way for me. Maybe I don't have the skill set or the mindset or the plan, or there's going to be financial challenges. These are not negative things it's not negative to think of what are the possible challenges and to anticipate those problems or those challenges and be strategic about them to what do they say, a genius could go into the woods with no plan and get lost, but an average man with a map could find their way. So know there's going to be obstacles. And then the last piece is the plan. And so then you have a plan that you put together, and you could have a process for your day, for your month, for your year. In a video that I shared earlier today that hasn't posted yet, we talk a little bit about that when that was the routine type stuff. But anyway, WBOP, wish, what are the benefits? Act as if, feel as if, don't talk as if so much, just be it. Be the benefit, and then look at the obstacles, what's going to happen, and then start to make your plan. And the fact that you've mentally rehearsed the obstacles and you've thought about ways around them, when you're connected emotionally to who you have to be, and you've really got this dream inside of you, this vision, that makes the possibility for you creating your plan much more tangible. I hope this has served you. I'll talk to you soon.